Hello everyone, quick forward. This is Jesse. Just letting you know, we had a bit of trouble with my audio in this recording. I only just realised it was my audio now. We thought it was someone else's. We thought it was a cord, actually. But turns out it was me. Whoops. It's fine. It's just not the best. Please try and enjoy still. So sorry.
This podcast of storytellers would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the first storytellers and the traditional owners and custodians of the land we are recording on today. We pay our respects to their elders past and present. We hope to honour their thousands of years of spiritual and cultural connections to this land while recognising the atrocities Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples still face systematically to this day. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded and that Naarm was and always will be Aboriginal land.
The story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is J Money Thomas Big Dog the Third.
J Money Thomas Big Dog.
I play Minh Fang,
The sickest.
the illest. I play Minh Fang, the Foundling, he, him, a runaway lava bender from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets. And my Minh Thang for the day is Minh recently saw his bounty, which has had quite a profound effect on him. One, because he's like, hell yeah, that's sick. Also, it's for $5,000 dues, 5,000 gold, which is
that's a lot of money.
It's 5 times Banji's bounty. So he's feeling like he's kind of like, this is cool, and not really realizing that it's actually probably not cool.
He's going to buy a leather jacket.
Yeah. He's feeling pretty badass though.
Next time we see him, he's going to be wearing like aviators. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think he did see the image without him, obviously an artist's rendition of what Minh Fang looks like. No scar, which sort of made him sort of go, huh, sort of had some feelings about that. That this is what he looks like to other people, or what he did look like, and he looks different now. So yeah,
this is like on those Most Wanted when they're like, "This is what the criminal looks like." We assume our sketch artists have come up with this.
Yeah, so he's gonna elaborate on what he thinks is happening to the group, I think. But at the moment, he's like pretty. I'm like,
he's riding he's riding the bad boy wave.
Yeah, he's feeling pretty bad.
Speaking of bad boys, my name is Ted Darling and I play Banji, the Idealist, he, him, a runaway firebender who has risen from the ashes of his old life. While the fate of the world rests on the edge of a blade, he fights for freedom, for justice, and for peace. Banji fact is that when he first arrived on the boat, the very first thing he did was walk down into the engine room where Hikaru was sitting, and he buried his face in Hikaru's mane and just took a big, deep breath in. Like, when you get home and you just want to breathe behind your dog's ears and it smells like corn chips and it's just like...
Yeah. Where your dog keeps his corn chips, but it shouldn't be behind his ears.
Yeah. It was very much like I've missed you. I've missed you so much. And that's the fact.
Still in the pot, you would get head nuzzles back.
Nice. Very nice.
And also, where are my treats?
Yeah. Well, Hikaru, you're on half treats for the foreseeable future because you're a naughty boy.
Speaking of naughty boys.
Me! Hello, my name is Georgie Hazel and I play Nuro, the icon, they, she, he, a runaway of the foggy swamp, now confronted with the truth that they were never really living for themselves. Nuro struggles to untangle from the roots of the destiny tree while facing the burdens ahead. Is their place ultimately with their tribe or with the other runaways? Neurofact, I think they look very different to Daj and the others. So I think they're going onto this boat a little bit, like, feeling a bit weird, knowing that, everyone here I think is coming back a little bit different, but they're visibly different. And yeah, it's a bit strange returning to the boat. Feels like home in a way. So it's like going home, but they're different and it's a bit weird.
The runaway, like, The waterbenders know not to ask questions. They've had it drilled into them repeatedly. They're
Yeah.
like, something weird has happened.
Yeah, I think they're maybe just side-eyeing, but not questioning it too much, which is also just awkward.
But also Tomo's not here. So it's
Also
like there's
Tomo's
probably
not
like a bit of a vacant space. that-
Nuro ate Tomo.
Wow.
It's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
I want to be the food with which others consume in life.
And suddenly we're in yellow jackets. Hello, everyone. My name is Tilia Quinn, and I play Kiyomi, the adamant she-her, a waterbender making her way around a world that seems to fight her at every step. But is it her who's resisting the world, or is the conflict coming from within? My fact for today is Kiyomi has been freaking out earlier than last episode, actually. So, yeah, there were a couple of people from her past that appeared, but way before that, while we were climbing the mountain, there were some things that were revealed that Kiyomi kind of went, ruh-roh. It was a good thing that we stopped by the hot springs and also the rock slam one to kind of take things off her mind a bit. But yeah, she's been kind of freaking out this whole time, and definitely freaking out since those bounty hunters just popped on in. Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name is Ash. I'm the Grand Master of the White Lotus, or Goose Monkey.
Gum gum.
Everyone...
Gum gum gum. Gum 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 gum.
Gum, 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 gum,
Gum 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 gum.
gum, 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 gum.
Gum 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 gum.
Matt Harrison, you're no longer needed. We're just going to compile those into a new intro for us all. So thanks very much for your time. My fact for this week is that Hikaru has been taking his role very, very seriously and not leaving the boiler room since the fiasco.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, there's still one. There's still one in the tank, and you don't want to lose it. And the only person that's actually been allowed to get close to them is Amok. He kind of likes Amok. He really does. Not the only dragon on the ship that does. Am I right, Banji?
Well, I don't know. Things may have changed now. Who knows? It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. With that, let's roll the music. To recap the last episode, you had a chance to come clean about a few things with Daj and Yanni while Kiyomi was paying attention, and you sort of came up with a bit of a plan and what you were going to do, which immediately fell to pieces because you were set upon by some mysterious assailants who, after a little bit of a battle and a little bit of a tussle, you figured out were bounty hunters that were after the big dog, Minh Fang.
Minh Fang's not the big dog. Jesse's the big dog.
Oh, Jesse's a big dog? The regular dog, Minh Fang.
They were after the earthy boy.
They were after the earthy boy. And Kiyomi accidentally sort of outed themselves as partway coward, partway confused individual
Ruh-roh.
who just completely froze. And rather than be left behind to pick up the pieces, was invited along to the boat, where you made a hasty exit, left Gowling a little bit of confusion, terror, and otherwise.
I ruined a local business, and I feel kind of bad about that.
Yeah, that's gone on your permanent record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gets added to the bounty. It's fine.
Well, full disclosure, absolutely. So bounty hunters, especially in this location, they will be challenged like, hey, you've caused this destruction. It's like, actually, we were after this bounty. You saw them run away. So it technically does escalate your threat level.
Cool.
You've got like 3 wanted stars instead of 2 now.
If we were playing Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, there's now more people with anti-min weapons.
Yeah, great. Fun fact, I am replaying through that right now.
That's why I used it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel seen.
You are on the boat. We are resuming this. I said last episode that the injuries, the conditions that you got from Rockslam 143 were relatively temporary. And so we're actually starting, you can clear all conditions there.
All conditions from Rock Slam?
You can clear all conditions from Rock Slam.
Cool. Thank you.
And I feel that the way we're justifying that is Kiyomi. Tilia said to me, can we start with Kiyomi actually using waterbending healing? I'm like, yes. Yes, this makes a lot of sense. So it sort of means that you're all in a space.
Getting that good
Yeah,
water.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So all of the waterbenders amass, including this old lady that no one knew was there, and Dad is like, oh yeah, that's Tikaani.
Hey, Daj.
Yeah.
Why? Why though?
Oh, well, she got on the boat at Aang.
Why though?
Full disclosure, she thought it was a cruise.
Oh, no.
And she's been really helpful. She's actually been looking after us. She's been fixing some of our clothes, and a lot of the injuries that Hikaru caused to people, she kind of healed a little bit, and some she refused to.
Interesting. Injuries Hikaru caused to people. And I turned to Banji.
He was doing his job. That's what.
Doing his job, not protecting the book.
Yeah. Going back on what you told us about how dangerous it was and how we were really compelled to read it, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm still a little bit angry that you didn't warn us about that.
Well, we've seen the error of our ways, and now we're going to do just that.
I'm just saying maybe less of the glaring at people that got injured from the dragon. He was very gentle. In retrospect, he was very gentle about it.
Yeah, the fact that you're still able to walk away with all your limbs is quite significant for him.
Yeah, he was very gentle. And you see he's still got a couple like little like healing bite marks in his arm. It's just like, yeah, it was like only a little bit.
Yeah, that's he loves you.
Okay, Daj. Well, do you want to go gather? I guess the most like the people you trust, like your.
Man, stop waving your arm around.
Sorry. Like, and Minh brings his arm back down, stops talking with his hands. Like your, I guess, officers aboard this vessel. Your officers aboard this vessel.
No, I like a board because it's very waterbending.
Right. And then we can sort of lay it all out, as it were.
I think it's an all or nothing kind of thing. Like we need to tell everybody or nobody.
Well,
All right.
I guess it's everybody.
I guess it's everybody, yeah.
Yeah, they're all still reeling a little bit from losing Kuran. I mean, we know he's going to be fine because, he's Kuran. He's great.
Kuran, yeah.
But, he's also not here, so.
Well, we aim to fix that. I guess we'll explain it when everyone's here. But if you want to go gather everyone and we can decide exactly how and what we're going to say.
All right, give me 10 minutes. And so it's now just the few of you, the four of the players, Yanni and Arturo.
Hey guys, so I just quickly, I want to apologize for Gowling. Those bounty hunters, turns out, were after me.
Oh.
Specifically.
Why?
Minh gets like a wry smile and he's like, I'm kind of a big deal in the military in terms of like...
You're happy with the poster then?
Yeah, it sounds like he's happy with the poster.
Well, Minh leans back and then is like, ow. Well, turns out I have a 5,000 gold bounty on me.
What?
5,000.
Is that a lot?
Minh's nodding satisfied. Like,
Mine was only 1,000.
Yeah.
I betrayed my nation.
I know.
Yanni's looking at you being like, 5,000?
Yanni, what are you doing there?
Old habits.
So, I mean, I sort of mentioned that my family is important to you once, but essentially we are a very specific military asset and we have to give a person every generation to it.
Hey, I don't mean to step on your thing here, but are you sure you want to be saying this in front of... And Arturo cocks his head at Kiyomi.
Yeah, and I think like at the same time, Nuro's just like shaking their head.
It's fine. I'm not using any specific words. And she's fine. She's healing me.
I literally just saw her write something down.
That's not in the game. Tilia is writing it down because Tilia has a bad memory.
Arturo, we specifically said no breaking the fourth wall.
Hey, I didn't get the memo.
So I imagine that they have discovered that I ran away from home to escape that. So I think based on probably Misty Palms, as you all know what happened there, probably alerted them to the fact that I am about and am actually prime military asset right now. So keep an eye out. I'm very sorry.
You need to be more low-key.
I'm plenty low-key.
No, you're not. You were just at Rock Slam 1.
I lost Rock Slam 1, okay? That's pretty low-key.
I would just like to point out to everybody that I listened back to the start of that episode where people were talking about wearing disguises, and Minh was like, I definitely don't need to wear one, which made me laugh so hard.
You need a disguise. You can't be walking around Earth Kingdom.
Why?
But
Why
the
do I
same-
need this disguise?
Besides the bounty hunters that just had us pinned against the wall.
Yeah,
Picture looked nothing like
was
me.
friendly.
It didn't even have a scar.
5,000 gold, like a lot, and people are going to be wanting that.
You're being, what's the word, way too nonchalant about this.
That's very good, Nuro.
Good word,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I read it.
Well, what am I supposed to
You
do?
read it? That's exciting.
Did you know that I know how to read?
I no, what?
Yeah, we've been teaching Nuro how to read.
I'm so proud of you.
Speaking of, now that we're back on the boat, your lessons will begin immediately.
And Nuro pretends to be mad about that, but they're actually really excited.
What am I supposed to do? Wear a fake mustache?
Hey, it works for me.
Yeah, it's like it's worked every other time. And Yanni's still got the mustache on her little finger. It's like, can't even tell who I am as she puts it in front of her mouth.
Well, I mean,
I say we shave him.
yeah.
What?
And yeah, you see immediately has like the scissors and like the raisins ready. I'm like, I am ready.
Min reach for his, like puts his hand
Min.
like a cowboy.
Yanni, careful with those. Man, it's okay. We just need to change something.
I'd sooner head straight to the front lines and cut my hair.
Okay, we're not cutting your hair. We're not cutting his hair, Yanni.
We might get 5,000 gold out of this. If he doesn't want his haircut, we can just like take that and he goes to the front lines like he wants.
Look,
She's still brandishing the scissors.
let me think about it. I'm sure there's a solution we can come up with. Actually, oh, yeah. No, I have an idea. So, like, one time at military camp, I saw one of these other kids getting bullied, and they were holding him down, and they were putting lemons on his hair to change his hair color because he had red hair. They were making fun of him, so we could lighten my hair with lemons or something.
Or we can make it darker with mud. You want to put more mud in your hair?
Kiyomi,
No,
do you have like a way to darken hair? I kind of feel that maybe you do, just quietly.
Just quietly.
Quietly.
I might have something. And she reaches into a bag. How about some oil? Would that work?
I'm picturing like henna. Is this sort of like oil henna, sort of like to like really dark?
Yeah, well, actually, we'll go with henna. That's a good one. Yeah. I feel like she
Yeah.
would have that. Yeah, henna's a good one.
And it's pitch black.
It's not forever, man. It's just to keep you safe. I know that you're... Look, you'll be fine against these bounty hunters, but we don't have time to be chased down every 5 seconds.
Is black hair enough? I just
No, cut it off.
no.
What if you also grew like a nice wee shadow across your chin and like a...
He's tried.
Well, I mean, the henna could also work for that.
Unfair, but true.
Look, I will just braid you up. We'll put you in some different clothes, and you'll just keep your mouth shut wherever we go, huh?
Okay.
Great.
So hang on. So when we're moving around, we've got a firebender who can't firebend. Now we have an earthbender who can't earthbend. What can we do?
Shut up.
Right?
Yanni gives you a high five. For certain.
Nuro is stressed. They're also really stressed that a bunch of, not strangers, but people are about to be come into the room and be told about the book. Like more and more people are finding out, and they're really stressed about that.
Yeah, fair.
So I think, yeah, they're a little bit of a brat. Sorry.
No, it's good.
Why didn't I just embrace my full waterbender cultural thing, and like we darken my hair, I dress in water tribe clothing. They're looking for an earthbender, right? I'll just look like a waterbender.
I might have something for that as well. And she digs through her bag again and she pulls out like blue shirt or blue bandana or blue something.
Look at Tomo the Second over here. Just like,
I could wear Tomo's bandana back.
Yeah, and Nuro, I think, just immediately takes it off
Your
and
hair just
throws it at you.
your hair just flops down, hits the ground.
Yeah, throws it at you. Yeah.
Ties it up, puts his hair back.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Have at it.
Amazing.
Probably worthwhile doing that after, because it's probably about this time that
true,
Daj and the other start.
We'll do this after.
You hear a knock on the door. It's like, nowish?
Cool.
Nuro just gets up and starts pacing at the back of the room.
All right, Banji,
Kiyomi?
everyone likes you. You're up.
Yep. That's
Just like a reminder, as much as they like him, they've known him for functionally 5 working days.
oh, we're about to explain that, aren't we?
Gonna try.
Kiyomi like walks to the back of the room and just like rests against the wall with her arms crossed and looking down. She's not looking at anyone in this room.
Okay, everyone. I know it's been a confusing couple of weeks, and I know that there are some strange faces here, but I'm just going to say that we have to listen to what they're going to say, okay? So be open-minded, like we always have been. I'll try my best to explain anything, because I kind of got the story already, but who... And he sort of looks at the 3 between Minh, Banji, and Nuro. It's like, who is going to tell us?
Banji steps forward. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mark. Good to see you again. That's, yeah. No,
He winks.
Yeah, good. Right. Well, there's some things that we need to catch you all up on. And I'm sure that it's come to everyone's attention that there's something on this boat that has the potential to cause quite a bit of harm.
There's a general murmur from the crowd.
Yeah. So we are on a mission that was given to us by Destiny, no less, where we are seeking the Book of War, which is parts of a spirit that's been spread across the world. And up until now, we did have 2 pieces on the boat. But sadly, one of them seems to have gone awry with Kuron, who is in fact the best boy.
Oh, there's a general agreement. Yeah.
I love Kuro.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Even Kiyomi's nodding.
We have safely returned with another piece, which would have made it 3, but it's now 2 again. It is of the utmost importance that nobody looks at, touches, interacts with the book without any of the 3 of us present.
You see this sort of look of concern amongst them all, and they're like, but what do we how do we deal with it?
Yeah, so that's the next step of the plan, is that we are going to go and rescue Kuron and get the other part of the book back.
There's an immediate cheer. Like, it's a sign, like, woo, yeah, like everyone's so excited that you're going to get Kuron. And also maybe the book's nice too, but you're going to get Kuron.
Yeah. We do not leave people behind, and we do not leave unfinished business. So I need all of you to help us get this book back and rescue Kuron.
We ask you not to touch or even try and look at it, not because we distrust you, but because we distrust this book, this spirit, what it can do, what it makes people do in its presence.
You may not know this, but I've actually been a friend of all of you for quite some time. I was part of the group that rescued you from that island. Remember the pickles and the weapons and all that? I was there, but I wrote in the book, and it made you forget who I am. So that's why you don't really know me.
Another murmur of confusion, a little bit like, I'm confused. Why would we? And they clearly don't quite get it.
That's okay. I don't need you to know who I am. I just need you to trust me.
We aren't going to pretend like this is safe. This is a dangerous thing we are doing. And unfortunately, Tomo had to give his life to help us find this latest piece.
And to protect my home, protect my swamp, he gave his life.
You hear someone from the crowd, like, it's pretty silent as everyone's letting that sink in, and you hear someone just say, is that Nuro?
Yes, this is Nuro. It is the Nuro that you all love and know. They've just had some changes, as I'm sure I can say all of us have.
All you need to know is that the Nuro you knew is fundamentally the same as the Nuro you see now. They are just older and cooler.
Arturo goes, spirit stuff. And they go, oh. And they all just like, we get it, we get it.
Spirit stuff.
Dad steps forward because he's standing near the four of you. And he says, okay, everyone, I know it's a lot. But when we came on this mission, we knew, except for you, Tikaani, we get it. Yes, we know it was a cruise. Yes, we know it was confusing. Yes, I've been eating. When we came, we knew it was going to be dangerous. And we knew when we first set out that we may never come back. And we did. And when we set out again, we knew the same. And we've got a chance to make a real difference here, not just with the Fire Nation and the war. We can make a difference with the entire world. And is that not what we want here? I've seen this man, and he points at Banji, I've seen this man fight to protect us. And I believe him when he says that he helped us. I believe every part of it. And we need to throw ourselves into this ring.
Minh would like to do cultural bonds. So I can try and connect with an NPC with a shared culture, and I think the shared culture is the Northern Water Tribe.
Yeah.
And I want to sort of like be open enough to be like, we know you didn't necessarily sign on for this, but I can tell you right now, we would not have succeeded as much as we have without your help. If this isn't what you want to fight for, that's okay.
It's more than okay.
And if you feel that leaving is in your best interests, and if you want to support the war effort specifically, we will not hold that against you. But after experiencing my time here with you, I genuinely feel like you are really helping us achieve something that matters. And I want to roll. And I'm going to roll actually with my goose monkey dice.
Because they traditionally do good.
I don't know. I just feel like this is a big one because if I succeed, then like I get some things with them. So,
Oh, good luck, buddy.
oh, 4 and a 6.
That's
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
this verbal combat over here.
Plus heritage, so that's full 12.
Yeah.
On a hit, they see you, shift your balance toward heritage.
Did you just throw yourself off balance?
No.
Just checking.
I'm full heritage.
Just checking.
Imagine if I did.
I lose control of my powers in a terrible way. Join me! Lava flies out of your fingertips.
So I get to choose 2 from the following options. They accept you, they cease hostilities or antagonism towards you, they grow to like you. If they already accept you, they agree to help you with a problem.
Nice.
They reveal their background and we learn their principle. They offer solace, clear a condition. They reveal a vulnerability and you become prepared to deal with them. So I think straight up, they grow to like you, even accept you. They agree to help with the problem.
Nice.
And I think they accept you. And I think that is like the changes to Nuro, the changes to Banji, and they cease any hostilities or antagonism. So I think that just cleans up this whole issue.
I completely agree. I think what starts off as a murmur, like they start talking amongst themselves really quite loudly, and it's just like blah 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 blah, like but we do leave. And before long, it gets louder and louder until eventually they're just cheering, and it's very clear they're now all on your side. Every person here, including Tikaani, is just like, yes, the cruise of a lifetime.
Awesome. Finally, one of my class moves, one of my playbook moves have actually succeeded.
Hell yeah.
And I think honestly, Nuro's pretty proud of you in that moment. Pretty proud of both of you. I think for your honesty, delicate.
Hey, Minh. Even though it's just symbolic, because that's not how we do this game, mark growth.
Ooh.
Purely symbolic. That cheer is going well, and it's really filling the room with positivity and a smile on the face. And then Pakak chimes in and says, so why is Kiyomi here?
Yanni, it's all yours.
Yeah, why is Kiyomi here? I'd like to know that too.
I would like to mention, one of you figures it out. No one ever mentioned Kiyomi's name.
We didn't mention Kiyomi's name, but then Peacock was like, why is Kiyomi here? So Peacock knows Kiyomi.
Huh.
This is thanks to your 12. Like, they're accepting you. They're even accepting that Kiyomi's here. They're just wondering why.
Okay.
Hey, Pakak, and he turns to Kiyomi. He's like, you two know each other?
Yeah, and a few of the others look around. It's like, yeah, that's Kiyomi. Yeah.
But you're all from the north, and Kiyomi's.
You said you were from the southern north.
Oh, right.
Southern Northern tribes.
Okay, all right. I guess the catfish is out of the bag.
Oh,
yes.
is it now?
I'm from the Northern Water Tribe, but
I swear I seen you around. I knew it. Sorry.
no, I don't think we've ever met. But when you're a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe, people start to ask questions. So I always say that I'm from the Southern Water Tribe when people ask. But I guess now you all know that's not where I'm from.
Why did you feel the need to lie?
I just said people ask questions.
There is like a lot of sexism up there, where like women aren't allowed to fight; they can only heal. Sit down, Tikaani.
You see the gnarled finger go up, and then she goes, "That's good and proper."
They have their stupid traditions up there, and I don't feel like following those. So instead of just being a healer, I also learned how to waterbend, and that's not something that a lot of Northern tribe members agree with. So it's best to just say I'm from the South.
You definitely get to kind of go, and you killed your father.
Whoa. Okay, Tikaani, we need to talk about like what is okay.
It's not very ladylike.
Can you? Hey, you can.
Kiyomi just like
you
is
go
staring
outside?
daggers, and
Old lady, you need to get out.
Kiyomi walks out. She storms off.
Oh,
Right. Well, that was surprising.
I mean, what's some patricide? You know, I mean, I like my dad actually, so I can't really defend this.
Tikaani walks over because she sees that Minh still has a bit of a bruise on his face, and she just starts fixing it. Just like, there we go. That's better.
Thank you. Don't think you're getting away with this. Tikaani, we need to talk about what's okay. And on this boat, we don't air people's confronting histories.
Would you mind someone following you? Do you want to be followed?
You do whatever you want to do.
I think
Yeah.
Yanni's rushed out the room.
Yeah, Nuro will rush out as well. They're quite shocked by that statement. But their first thought is what led Kiyomi to that, not necessarily that they think you're a bad person for it. So they're being led by their curiosity. I think they run with Yanni after you.
Yanni sort of looks at Nuro, and you clock eyes together, and you both have the exact same idea. Like in terms of you are on the same level. You're here to support Kiyomi rather than judge. You're here to find out the story rather than demand it. And like there's no doubt that you two are there to help rather than there to harass.
Yes, absolutely.
Kiyomi is... What's the... I don't know what ship stuff is called. What's the wall of the boat? Is it just the wall of the boat? She's like gripping onto the edge.
The hull?
Is it the hull?
Are you just talking about the railing? Like
Yeah, the
edge
ship railing.
starboard?
Railing? Yeah. She's like gripping onto that, and you can just see her knuckles are just white, and she's just like muttering to herself like, stupid old woman.
Old people are the worst. Nuro just kind of like comes and leans against the railing, and old men do is in their head. Just all of like the crap that old men do would just yell at them and claim that they've done and stuff. So yeah, they're yeah.
She's wrong. She's not only the worst, but she's wrong. It's not what happened at all.
I mean, you don't have to, but you can tell us if you want.
She is still like gripping onto this hull and like visually shaking. And you can tell that like this is a really, really tough moment for her to
Open up and
not even open up, just to think about.
yeah.
I don't know if she, with that, is willing to say anything. She's just still muttering, "Stupid old woman. I can't believe that she would say that. I'd kill her. It wasn't even me.
I think like Nuro's seeing that just starts kind of like muttering as well, trying to like fill that weird silence, maybe to even distract you. And it's like, you know what? Just like kind of looking out at the ocean, not even really talking to Kiyomi. Nuro's just like, I never even knew my daddy. Never even thought about that before. That's weird. I've never even thought to ask my mama about my daddy. It was just us, and the tribe looked at me like I was a monster sometimes, or maybe that was just me thinking that I was a monster. They looked at me like I was about to implode and do something bad all the time. Some of them said it was because I didn't have a daddy.
Yeah, and he's like almost like standing behind, but between the two of you, being like, I don't know who or how to help this. And she's like, I'm going to lighten the tension. You can hear it. And she goes, hey, at least you two knew your parents, maybe?
Old people are stupid. They just assume. They don't... They're so stuck in their ways. I'm sure... And Nuro looks over at you, at Kiyomi, and says, I'm sure you had your reasons.
I didn't do anything. It wasn't even me. It's not my
It's not your fault.
she like you think that like there's like a little tear that's about to like fall out, but she like, you know in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs where he's like, get back in there.
Yeah.
It's kind
Sucks
of
it back
like
up.
she wipes it away quickly. She's like
Water bends the tear. Like
literally water bends the tear back into her tear duct. Yeah. You can see that she's kind of relaxed a little bit in hearing Nuro try to relate, but she's still not willing to open up at this stage. Yeah. She's just...
I think that we see that, and, you know, being full of secrets, Nuro's not going to push you. I think ultimately they wanted to let you know that some stupid old person that just ran their mouth isn't going to impact what's between us. Yeah.
I actually really like that compared to the last episode of this episode.
Sure.
That's such a dynamic change in the most Nuro way. I love that a lot. Let's leave that for a second as everyone's silent and doesn't know what to say next. And we'll go back into the room with the Water Tribe and the two fellows.
All right, Tikaani, that's so much. Thank you. And Minh's just like got a towel and he's just wet.
The very last thing she does is, of course, lick her thumb and then wipe off one smudge that's somewhere.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And she nods approvingly and walks back.
Right. Well, thank you again all for gathering here and for listening to us. But as I mentioned, we have a job to do.
Yes.
We need to go and rescue Curon, and we need to find the part of the Book of War. So back to your stations, please.
We believe Zhao is heading to Amashu. So we are full steam ahead to get to Amashu as quickly as possible. We're going to try and intercept him on the way. We got this information in the interest of the new transparency. Nuro has weird spiritual powers and they can see stuff, and we believe that they have seen Zhao heading to Amashu. So we're heading there.
There's all like an agreement where we're like, yeah, we thought that's how that worked.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, stations.
Back to it.
No one moves, and then Arturo goes, you heard him, Dad, you're in command for now. And they'll go, right. And they'll do a waterbender salute and leave.
Minh just sighs and looks at Banji.
Well, the captain's back at the helm.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be in the engine room.
This is actually my room, so I'm going to stay here.
Please leave.
Can you please roll assess the situation for me, Jesse?
Yeah.
Ted, if Banji can help before he leaves,
Well,
we'll see how we go.
what's assess focus, isn't it? So it's a 0, so it's an 8.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. I have no conditions marked anymore. Yay.
Thanks, Tikaani.
Thanks, Tikaani. Full fatigue, though.
Kiyomi helped.
Yeah, what the heck?
I know. I'm trying to give value to old people.
Oh, after what she just said and did?
Hey, here's the thing. I was trying to figure out where to put in that, old people only listen to one source of news and therefore their facts are made. Once, she would have read in the right wing.
Prove us wrong, old people. Prove us wrong.
In the Agnicella Gazette.
Spirit Fox News.
No, they would never listen. That's actually much funny.
That's very
they wouldn't believe in
good.
spirit foxes because it's not
Very
right, but that's just too good.
Either way, rely. No, what did you say?
Skybender News. There you go.
Assessor's creativity. So it's actually a 10. So 2 questions. Without knowing why I'm doing it.
Well, I can just give you the answer, or you can ask questions.
No, I think I'll ask the questions.
Technically, you could get more that way.
Gives you an out.
Yeah.
Who or what is the biggest threat currently to, I would say, the ship?
Mhm.
And what is our best way in to this situation?
Okay, so with that, what I can tell you is you look around and as you sit down, you look to where you keep some of your materials for painting waterfalls, and you look for where you keep some of your books and whatever else, and you realize that some stuff is missing. The biggest threat to the ship is that not everything you had on the ship is there anymore.
Oh, I'm trying to think what I might have had and what I might have kept here.
You didn't ask what I should be on the lookout for, so
That's true. Fair enough.
which would have given you slightly more information, but instead, you in doing that, you realize that the main map that you've got is still pinned to the desk, and looking at it, it looks like Daj and Pakak have been working a little bit better on, I guess you could say, the admin efficiency of the ship.
Okay.
So they've now sort of drawn up a grid that says this is how far we can get, in a day, or these are the vectors that we would be able to go through a little bit better. So that's your best way in. You realize that you could, if you sailed all night, you could technically be in that general area you think that Zhao's ship's either is or going to be, or was, again, destiny, a little bit weird.
Yep.
You think you could be there by morning if you sailed overnight.
Okay, cool. Then I imagine Arturo is still in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Arturo,
Yeah.
I think if we go all night, we can get there in the morning. If we don't stop. It'll be hard, but I mean, the 4 of us are going to be the ones doing the big fighting. So in theory...
I think after that big speech, you got them on side. They'll do it.
Great. Then let's do it.
Okay.
Let them know. We're going all night.
I'll go relay the order. And he flies out to go talk to Dad and be the captain. Let's go down to the boiler room.
Yep.
So as you come in, you get the impression there's a combination of things that you're getting from Hikaru. And it is both, I'm sorry, and, well, it wasn't my fault. It's other people. You can't blame me. It's an equal measure in a way that only, a dragon could do, because it's just I'm perfect, but also they stuffed up. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think Banji approaches Hikaru with it's kind of like, when your dog does something wrong, but, it's not really their fault. It's kind of like, well, dragons, especially blue dragons, by nature, we are... creatures can take advantage of us by flattering us and by making us feel good. And I get it, man. I get it. It's okay. We've all done stuff that we...
You hear from PB, he says, I would never fall for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything exists in balance, doesn't it? You would be very good. You're good in a fight. You're great in a fight, PB.
I was relaying what Hikaru was saying.
Oh, I see. Well,
He says he needed to stretch his wings.
yeah, that makes sense. He's been cooped up a lot. You've been cooped up a lot in here, Hikaru. And look, I have no bad feelings towards you about this.
He gives you like a nudge. They'd be like, of course you don't. Like, yeah.
Can't believe it. Absolute animal. Getting away with it scot-free.
Absolutely.
Serious.
Because Hikaru helped Banji with his thing. Hikaru was just like, yeah, man, you can write in the book if you want. So Banji's like, yeah, I get it.
He's going to do it again. You watch.
Yeah. Look, the functional relay of conversation shortened was like, I was gone for like 20 minutes. I went for a big fly. I was gone for like 20 minutes. How was I supposed to know that everything would explode the way that it did?
Yeah, and
That's not my fault. Come on, it's not my fault.
yeah, you can't be held responsible for the actions of others.
Get a
and-
better lock on your box.
Exactly. They're the ones that made the mistake. And
He was also like, I think he mentions it's like, also the 4 that managed to get into the box, probably the lamest. Like, you know, they were the ones I was the least worried about.
yeah, but listen, we do have a mission coming up and I am going to need your help. We're going to have to, there's going to be firebenders, it's going to be frightening, but we're going to need you to help get Kuron back and the book back.
You see his like ears flatten off and low, like he's just gone into predator mode. Like, yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, brother.
Give him like a high five. Yeah, nice. I like that.
And I feel that in this very short conversation, this very short time, it's just good to be back together.
Yeah.
And yes, all is forgiven. Jesse, so sad. Too bad. But
Yeah, that's fine.
the 3 dragons in the room are pretty happy in each other's
Not my
company.
dog.
There is something I'd like to do as well. So there's like we've kind of established there's like a PA system between the different rooms, right?
Yep.
It's like a pipe.
Yeah, it's the ye old, you open up the flap and be like, hello, bridge.
Yeah, nice. So Banji's going to open up the flap to like all of the ship because he doesn't know where they are. And Kiyomi to the engine room. Kiyomi to the engine room, please.
I don't think you hear on the deck, but you hear Arturo go, hey, Kiyomi,
What?
Banji wants you in the engine room.
Why?
He didn't say. Did he? Hold on. Why?
Something's burning. I need some water.
He says he needs some water.
There's plenty of waterbenders on
There's
this ship.
plenty of waterbenders on the ship.
Kiyomi.
It's,
Kiyomi.
What?
He probably wants to show you the dragon. Do you want to see a dragon?
She does want to see the dragon. Fine. All right, fine. She gets up and...
he said
She doesn't know where she's going. Wait, hang on. She's never been on this ship.
I
Where
think-
do I go? Hello?
Nuro will take you.
Okay.
Nuro will take you to the boiler room.
Yanni's like, I'm coming too.
Yes, you
Because I
are.
haven't seen her for a while and I want to.
Nuro takes Johnny's hand.
And she smiles.
Yeah.
Because she also doesn't know the way around the ship.
Yeah.
Yes, so you don't just get Kiyomi.
Cool.
You get the trio.
Nice.
I think Min's also like, well, Kiyomi's going to be there.
I love that. It's like, I'm going to sit here in my room. Maybe I'm not a waterbender, but I do know a lot about waterbending. I'm going to.
yeah. So like,
Brings a bucket.
hey guys, I was going by with this pail of water for drinking, and I thought, well, if he needs a waterbender, is some water, you know?
Roll trick. You don't have to.
You said roll.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, actually, 6 plus 2, that's an 8.
I'll make it nice and easy.
Correct. Yeah.
So you definitely don't come off as like you plan this and it's desperate, but also no one, like everyone's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's like we're surrounded by water.
Kiyomi's the only one that's like, why are you here? Why is everyone here? What's going on? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you got a bucket of water. Not, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really thoughtful, Minh. Like, I like you more now.
are you about to start mopping the deck? Like, what's going on?
You do not get the thing in the corner that says Kiyomi will remember that.
Yeah.
Or Kiyomi like that.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought that you might need. I didn't know if you had like a water skin or.
Yeah, I've got actually 2 right here. Thanks.
Oh, is that what I thought? That was like cool.
Yanni opens it up, sees Hikaru, and she's just like, big lizard! And just rushes in. And weirdly enough, Hikaru's like into it. Like, Where normally people like rushing at him, he gets a little bit, the hackles up, or he gets a little bit like clawy. He's just like, no, he's into Yanni.
Yeah, she's an OG. So Banji,
she just face plants, right? As in, so she just wraps up around his big old head.
Like May and Totoro. Oh.
Like, same.
Banji comes to the door. Kiyomi, there is another member of our party that I feel like is probably time you should meet. He's a wee bit scary and a wee bit judgmental.
He's a big baby.
But I highly recommend that you don't show any fear when you approach him. This is Hikaru.
And Hikaru, flips, just goes whoop with his nose, and Yanni, whoa, and jumps, on his back, in what would be, the captain's position, and just like, I've been up here for a while, so that he's now got a very clear view. And actually, before he looks at Kiyomi, he looks at Nuro.
Yeah.
And you hear a snort, And then he goes back to Kiyomi.
You can. Yeah.
Whatever it is, I want you to do it.
Yeah, I think so you don't want to eat me anymore then? I scared the poop out of him that one time on Caledon, and he didn't like me.
I think that he sort of looks, and in coming back now, because he's sort of gotten a little bit of a rundown on what's been going on, I think that's now past.
Yeah.
It's that you've regained the trust in that you're here, you're different. There's no Tomo. He's
Nuro goes up to bonk his head with theirs, and I think is just like, you knew, didn't you? You saw it.
You get the distinct impression that
just like a or something.
Yeah, what it is it's not. It's the opposite. Instead of one of his usual derisive snorts, it's actually really calm, and that says volumes.
Yeah. Nuro just stays there for a second, and then takes a step back to give Kiyomi some space with the dragon.
Kiyomi is very apprehensive because why wouldn't she be this giant dragon?
I think, though, as soon as Nuro and Hikaru have kind of made up, you then just see Nuro climb all over Hikaru like it's normal.
Yeah.
Yanni helps you up.
Yeah.
And Kiyomi seeing that, she's like, okay, obviously this dragon likes people, so maybe it would be okay. And she kind of does that thing, when you're approaching a dog and you're putting the arm out. She's
I'm going to get you to roll with harmony, please.
Okay.
So this is technically a plead roll.
Okay.
Minh's just rolling his eyes.
So for 7.
On a 7, it's where your hand trembles as you sort of approach.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're steeling yourself well. It's that idea that you're controlling it, even though you're super scared and you're pretty, he can smell my fear, he can smell my fear, he can smell it. You do eventually get that touch. And as soon as you do, it fades down a bit.
Yeah.
It is very clear that he doesn't like you the same way he likes the other two that are crawling all over him.
Yeah.
You haven't got that yet. But then you notice something. He blinks when you're almost eye to eye, he blinks and his expression changes. And then he snarls at you.
She takes a step back and brings her hand back.
And the second you step back, you see him blink again, and that whatever that was settles back down. The hackles just drop, and then he sort of looks and goes, well, what just happened? I sort of look around
so
who just growled at her? What was that about?
Hikaru didn't realize he did that.
A little bit.
Weird.
Did we notice that?
I would say, yeah.
Kiyomi just thinks it's normal behavior, so she's just...
I wouldn't worry about it, Kiyomi. He doesn't like everyone. He's very selective. Minh's just yes, hello.
Well, Kiyomi.
Want a drink?
And you see him stick his head in the bucket and just sort of eat it and then spit it out broken, but the water's gone.
Kiyomi, now that you've seen the dragon and you were present for all of the discussion that we had upstairs, there's something that I need to know. We need to know. Why are you here? You keep dodging and saying that it's for Yanni and that you're just here to help and you're just, coming along for the ride. But the fact is, there's a reason here. You're here. You have an agenda. And when we walked out of that tea house, I heard you whistle before those bounty hunters jumped on us. Now, Tomo was a secretive person, and I could deal with that because Tomo was loyal. I could trust Tomo. I don't know you from a bar of soap. I need you to tell me why you're here.
Whoa, Banji.
I'm actually gonna call Kiyomi out on one of her principles.
Ooh, oh, okay.
So calling someone out just as a reminder for the people at home, because we haven't done it properly for a while.
And also a reminder for me.
When you openly call on someone to live up to their principle, then the person who's calling them out shifts their balance away from center, and they roll with your principle. What are your two principles, Tilia?
Restraint and results.
Okay. So in this case, what are you asking Tilia to move towards?
I'm going to say results, because restraint I feel like would just kind of lock down more.
Yep.
I'm going to be like, you need to be like, why are you here?
And what is your balance currently?
With that, so she is +1 to results already. So then with that, she'll be +2.
Well, not necessarily. So what happens here is that Ted's going to roll and he's going to add +1 because he's trying to shift your results further. Let's see it.
Oh, that's rough.
That's a 4.
You can't even get helped. Like, that's the worst part here.
Yeah.
That's poo.
So
I think
here's the thing. You do not have to shift your balance in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to act towards anything in particular. In the meantime, Ted, what are Banji's principles right now?
His principles are forgiveness and action.
You can shift him close to one of those two if you like.
So because I had to shift to call Kiyomi out, I had to shift 1 towards action. I'm now at the end of my action track. So if I shift towards action, I'm going to have to explode.
You don't have to explode. There are multiple options.
Yeah. There are multiple
just a reminder that it's not always
it's not always just
have a minty baby.
lose control of your powers in a terrible way.
Banji has one note, all right? It's explode.
That's
taking it from
wrong
Ted.
character.
Untrue.
That's literally the wrong character.
Yeah.
So yes, you can do 1 towards action and
Make something very interesting happen.
or
Shift me towards forgiveness.
Oh, I decide.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to choose forgiveness. Like, come on, man. Like,
Be cool.
chill.
And you've got 2 choices here. Either you can mark a condition to like not act in a forgiving way. And you're like, no, I'm still going to stick with that. Or you have to do what they say.
Yeah. How do you shift Banji back towards forgiveness? Because that's going to determine what condition I mark.
Okay.
I think Minh sees like this uncomfortable Kiyomi and this sort of weird energy from Banji, and Min's going to step in. Be like, Banji, we know why she's here. Her ship is in Omashu. We said we would take her there. Why are you attacking her?
Yeah, but men, those bounty hunters, they knew Kiyomi. She whistled and they came out.
I was
Does that not
whistling
concern
for my eelhound. Actually, I have no idea why. I told you. I have no idea why they were there.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I kind of kept the eelhound a secret because Kiyomi was like, maybe it will scare people. So like, yeah, she's whistled for the eelhound before. I can vouch for that.
But you know them. You've worked with them, right?
I mean, who hasn't worked with a bounty hunter?
Banji used to be Fire Nation.
Yeah, like we've all like.
Oh, that's rich coming from you, who was just hounding him about being a firebender.
Yeah, but like, it turns out we're friends now, and he just altered reality to make me think that we weren't. So, you know, I can't be blamed for that.
I think, so with everyone kind of like leaping, apart from Nuro, leaping to Kiyomi's defense, Banji's just going to like, right, everybody out. We're sailing till morning. Everybody get out of the engine room now. Leave. Hikaru and I have a job to do. Everyone get out.
All right, bro. Have your little sulk. And Minh slowly picks up the broken bucket to pieces, just like really awkwardly, just one at a time.
And if that wasn't clear, Banji's going to mark angry as the condition.
Nice. So yes, not moving towards forgiveness, just marking that condition.
Yeah.
Kiyomi just says gladly and leaves.
I love all of that. And I feel bad for the listeners who still don't get to know what Kiyomi's deal is.
I think Minh follows Kiyomi and he's like, I am so sorry about him.
Do with that old woman, and it's just yeah.
We get to find out later.
TBD.
Sorry, listeners, I tried.
No, I love that's the thing.
I'm a bad role boy.
And it's true. This is the worst role boy for them, but it works for me because I get to string it out along, and it works for Tilia, who gets to. All right, keep your secrets. Now that everyone has got the order that we're sailing all night, and the four of these main characters are moving to different parts of the ship, you know you've got some time to prepare before tomorrow, where, fingers crossed, you're hoping you'll find the ship you're after.
Mm.
If you have anything else you want to do, this is the time.
All right. What's wrong? You're not writing, like, you're not even pretending.
Yeah, I think at the moment they're just Nuro's playing tug of war with Sooty with like the brush, and they don't look at you and they look all pouty and I think mine immediately goes to Kiyomi, I think, and they're just like, I don't get why you trust her so implicitly, man.
I don't know. I just, I get a good vibe. I'm good with people, and
look at me in the eye and tell me it isn't because she's a pretty girl.
Roll trick. You don't have to.
No, I think he's like, I mean,
Call him out, Nuro. Get him.
Yeah, I think this feels like a call out, to be honest. Do you want to call him out?
Yeah, like this is calling out Unity. Like, go on.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
call me out.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So my Unity's -3.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a 6 on the dice, and then
That's a total of 3.
So what are my choices?
Your choices here are you actually shift Nuro towards one of their principles,
Okay.
which are,
roll or freedom.
and Nuro, you either have to embrace what Minh's trying to move you towards, or you mark a condition.
I'm going to try and push Nuro towards freedom, because I'm like, look, I mean, clearly she's had some sort of like hard life, I mean, the Northern Water Tribe's incredibly sexist, and she's already expressed that she's had problems with it, and then like she gets outed for like murking her dad in front of everyone.
Look,
Like, that's rough.
I know
man.
that was rough. It was hard to see. I'm not saying that she's a bad person. There's just something about the way that she watches and takes a step back from it all and pretends that she doesn't care. It reminds me of Tomo in the early days when he just didn't want to connect with any of us, and it took everything to get him to open up.
We're kind of like a family in a tight group, and, we're just getting her to a Marshu, to her boat. Like,
you've got the choice. Do you sort of accept what Minh's saying, or do you...
Look, I'll make a deal with you. If I end up being wrong, I'll deal with it personally.
You'll deal with it personally?
Yes.
No, man, we deal with it together. Will you promise me that?
I can promise you that. Yes, fine.
Right.
Okay. Minh looks you up and down.
Yeah, and I think they try and go back to focusing, but like you notice how uncomfortable they are in their clothes. Their mum's clothes, which are a little bit more feminine fitting, tugging at their collar, their shirt, the front of their shirt.
Minh's like, all right, stop. We're not doing any writing anymore. You're too uncomfortable. You need to concentrate.
I feel like I'm gonna crawl out of my skin, man.
Yeah, weirdly you're noticing the texture now as well. Like, that's something that you never really thought of before. This is scruffy and ouchy.
I can't.
Speaking of the old boy, and Minh starts going through Tomo's sack. It's like, surely there's some better clothes in here that are more... He gestures to you up and down, you.
Let me see what's in that pack.
Yeah. He starts throwing stuff at you until you, like, grab things that interest you.
Yeah.
These are all bigger. So, like, Tikaani can bring these in.
You mean that mean old lady?
She's... Look, old people...
What is it with old people?
That's just the way they are. They're hard to change. They've lived a whole life. They think they know everything.
It's the lead in the toys.
It could be the lead in the Northern Water Tribe pipes. It could be,
There's no doubt that those pipes are naturally formed out of ice.
I know, yeah. But Minh's just like,
Yeah.
You know what? At one point, about 100 years ago, someone brought in some lead cups, and they're just like, these are the newest fandangled thing from somewhere else, pre-war.
It's got some, yeah.
It all makes sense.
It's like, he just starts throwing
Yeah.
stuff.
What's more is that there are still some old people that have their lead cups, even though they've been found to be drunken boys, and they just go, that's fake. That's not real.
And Minh's sort of like throwing you the options. He's like, look, in my culture, we hold our elderly in very high respectful positions. Now, I know that you're not necessarily used to that because old man dudes cantankerous, and this lady seems very backwards, but there is wisdom to be gained here. And maybe, and he just keeps...
Yeah, Nuro keeps taking it all, I think.
And maybe through all the things that you disagree with, there might be something you can learn. My entire life, I've had to adapt to different cultures. There is some interesting things you could learn about the North. There is some interesting things you can learn about life.
They are my cousins.
And you know what? Regardless of your opinions, she's probably going to be happy to help.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I think that's what people want to do. Today's been a testament to that. Everyone wants to help.
Yeah, Nuro's shoulders drop. I think they've been in their head a lot, losing the humanity
Yeah.
of the situation.
This is part of being human. It's complicated. Nothing's ever straightforward as much as we like to pretend it is. And maybe you can change her mind.
Maybe I can.
At least make her more polite.
That's not going to happen.
I think the last thing you kind of throw at Nuro is the dress, the yellow dress that Tomo would wear. And I think they hold it up in front of themselves. They feel so helpless for a moment, and then I think just like throws it down and then looks at Minh and is like, I didn't like my mama calling me a little girl.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I mean, we've never really... I mean, you're just Nuro to us. And maybe you could just be Nuro to you?
But it feels different now. It's like I have to be something.
You don't have to be anything.
Sooty crawls into the dress and like sticks her head out like she's wearing it. It's significantly too big, but she makes little squeaks like squeak, squeak.
Wow,
squeak,
Sooty,
squeak.
you look beautiful.
And does like a little pretend twirl. Again, the dress doesn't go with. It's way too heavy.
Yeah.
But Sooty's having a good time.
Well, Nuro, what do you want? And this is a big question. You don't have to answer it now.
I don't know, man, but I guess I better find out.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, and that scene with just Nuro scooping up all of the clothing that was in Tomo's bag and then just goes marching, trying to find Tikaani.
Hey, Nuro.
Hey, old lady!
You'll figure it out. It's going to be okay.
Nuro gives you the most awkward smile possible, but they appreciate you so much.
It's weird because all their teeth are there.
There's still the gap, though.
It's
100% the gap is still there.
It's still, like, here's the thing. Is it a gap in the teeth, like, by comparison to a tooth?
It's not a missing tooth. It's just a gap.
Yeah.
It's just the gap.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, watch this. And Nuro takes like a big gulp of water and then just goes and shoots the water at your face between the teeth.
Waterbending. Cheating.
You've got all your teeth now. Stop. I try to be nice.
We'll fade down. We'll fade down on that. We pan down to the engine room for a second, and Banji, you're either shoveling coal just because you need to do something physical, or you're firebending directly into the engine because you're letting off steam. And as you're doing that, I think eventually you see Hikaru, and he's wrapped his tail around your waist and just pulls you back. And as you do, you realize just for a second, as much as it felt really antagonistic before, you're not alone. And then you slow down. You keep doing what you're doing, but at a much more measured pace.
Yeah. Don't want to burn myself out.
Good call. We move up on deck, and Kiyomi is once again staring out into the ocean.
Yeah, she's definitely having a big old think, and kind of muttering again to herself, and then nods like, okay, and then goes to find Yanni. And when she finds Yanni,
Yanni's currently like going through the kitchen area and like in the mess hall and just seeing if there's any booze around.
Yanni,
Yeah. What? I wasn't looking for anything. What? No. This is tomato juice.
don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Yanni, what happened to Tomo?
Oh, maybe it's best I start from the start. I first met Tomo in CD Merchant Pier, and he used the dumbest name. You could tell that he was trying, and he wasn't actually that bad at it, but he was a man of secrets, and I wanted to know so much about that. And he managed to stand up for that.
The Book of War is Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh FANG, Ash Cooper as our Game Master, and our special guest Tilia Quinn as Kiyomi. The theme song and outro, The Book of War, remains up by our wonderful musical producer Matt Harrison. Some exciting news that we only recently found out. Myself and the rest of the gang will be at Oz Comic Con on June the 7th, Saturday, June the 7th. We will be running a panel from 4:15 to 5, which is basically about how to start your own TTRPG podcast. And it's sort of talking about our journey through the process and how you can start and what you can do if you want to do this yourself. So please come along. Or if you know anyone going to Oz Comic Con, let them know we'll be there. And yeah, come say hey, we'd love to see you. We will be on the anime and gaming stage, by the way, just so you know. If you like what you're listening to, why don't you head on over to our Patreon and join our community. For $5 a month, you can support the show and get access to a bunch of extra content. We recently just finished recording our pro-bending one-shot, which is set just in that bit of time after Aang passes away before Korra is an adult, and it's about the pro-bending circuit. We also have Reading the Book of War, our main character prequels, all that sort of stuff. Bloopers as well, because, you know, we're so funny. Head on over. That would be great. We'd love to see you. Or if you can't support the show financially, that's okay. Still head on over, join our Discord, and you can still come and talk to all of us and the rest of the fans. Our next episode will be out on June 21st, so we will see you then. You make fun of me because you're sad that you can't do it. Because
I just did it.
And it's getting cut out.